I am Dr.T.V.Ananthan, Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering, also additional HOD of Data Science and Artificial Intelligence. Today I am going to take the subject computer network. In computer network, it explains the communication between the computers. Computer network connecting different type of computers over the network. The basic concept behind for communicating data from one computer to other computer is standard. The basic standard of computer network is OSI reference model. In the OSI reference model, it consisting of 7 layers. The bottommost layer is a physical layer. Physical layer. Above the physical layer, there is a layer called the data link layer. Data link layer. Above data link layer, it is a network layer. Network layer. Above the network layer, it is a transport layer. Transport layer. Followed by transport layer, the next layer is session layer. Session layer. Above the session layer, it is a presentation layer. Presentation layer. The next layer above the presentation layer is application layer. Application layer. Now we will see the functionality of each and every layer. Physical layer carry out the functions of synchronization, then topology of the network, and transmission mode. I will see one by one. Synchronization is the capability of network synchronizing the computers. During the data transmission, sending time may be your time t1 and the receiving time may be a time t2. If it is a different time interval, it is not possible to send the data as such what it sends. So it should be synchronized. For synchronization, there are two different type of synchronization. Synchronization and asynchronous communication. In the case of synchronous communication, data transmission takes place at the same time. Sending time and receiving time both will be same. Sending time is T1 and the receiving time also T1. Example, radio communication and television transmission. In the case of radio communication, whatever the time informed at the station, for example at Chennai, when it is received at Kanyakumari and other part of the world, at the same time the data will be received. Whatever they say time 8 means, they can say at the other end it is 8 o'clock. This is called a synchronous transmission and supported by the physical layer. The other type of synchronization, asynchronization. In the case of asynchronization, the time will be different. Sending time may be T1 and the receiving time may be a T2, different time interval. Transmission takes place at one time, reception takes place at a different time interval. Example, it is sending a message from one mobile phone to other mobile phone. And email transmission also, when an email is sending from at one side, the sender will send the email at one time and the receiver not necessary to be in the on state, he can see the message at a different time interval. That kind of communication also supported by network, synchronous communication as well as asynchronous communication. Similar in the case of sending a message also, when you send the message at time T1, the other end not necessary to see the message at the same time. Maybe he can open the device and see the message in the different time interval. So it is also supported by physical layer. That kind of communication called asynchronous communication. Next topic related to physical layer is a topology of the network. Connecting the computer on the network is a different types. For example, bus topology, mesh topology, star topology, and hybrid topology. Bus topology, mesh topology, then star topology, ring topology, then it is a hybrid topology. Arrangement of computers on the network, the different way it is possible to arrange the computers. It can be arranged in the bus topology type of arrangement or mesh topology way of arranging the computers, star topology, ring topology, and hybrid topology. And each and every type of topology there is advantages and disadvantages are there, which can be supported with the help of physical layer. The next concept related to physical layer is a transmission mode. Transfer the data with three different type, simplex method of transferring the data, and half duplex way of transferring the data, and full duplex way of transferring the data. In the case of simplex data transmission, the data will be transferred from one end to the other end in a one direction only. Communication is allowed by the network in only one direction. Example, sending the data from the keyboard to memory, and from the memory no data will be coming back to the keyboard. So communication is allowed only one direction. Such kind of communication is supported by network as a simplex mode of a data transmission. The next type of a transmission is a half duplex communication. In the case of half duplex communication, communication is allowed both the direction. Unless in the case of simplex, communication is allowed both the direction but not at the same time. Sender will transmit the data at one time and the receiver will receive the data at a different time interval. Example, walkie-talkie. Like walkie-talkie, computer also will send the data in the two-way but at a different time interval. Followed by half duplex communication, computer network supporting full duplex communication. In the case of full duplex communication, network allow you to transfer the data at the same time both the direction. Like mobile telephone communication, how the sender speaking at the same time, the sender also speaking, say hello, the other end also replying back same time at T1. Both can able to hear the sound at the same time T1. Here communication allowed both the direction but it is at different channels. Sender will transfer the data at one frequency and the other end fellow will speak in the different frequency. Both will travel in a different directions. These are related to physical layer. Followed by physical layer, next layer is a data link layer. Data layer consisting of two parts. One is the logical link control layer and the MAC layer. Normally, data linker consists of a single layer when computer is connected in the direct connection. When computer is connected one-to-one communication. If it is connected, data link layer is a single layer, as it is a single layer. But it is not possible to connect each and every computer with a direct connection. So, in the network, allow the sharing mechanism. That is, a network is shared by many computers. When network is allowed for sharing, the data link layer is not as such as a single layer. It is split up into two different layers, logical link control layer and MAC layer. For the function of logical link control layer, as it's performing the data link layer functions. Example, splitting the data into number of or framing the data in terms of packets, assigning the address for the packet source and destination, and error control mechanism, flow control mechanism. That's a normal function of data link layer. When medium is shared by more than one computer, data link layer will be split up into two categories, logic link control and MAC layer. MAC layer function is controlling the medium. Controlling the medium, since network is shared by more than one computer, medium access control layer allow the computer what time each and every computer has to put on the data on the network. Otherwise, if all the computers are put the data at the same time T1, there will be a possibility of collision. When collision occurs, no data will be received in the other end. So it is the responsibility of a data link layer to control the medium, control the network. To control the network, it uses an algorithm called binary exponential backoff algorithm. In the case of binary exponential backoff algorithm, when machine is ready to transfer the data, it will allow a timestamp to wait state. For example, this is the network. In the network, computers are connected, or network is shared by many computers. Assume that computer 1 and computer is ready to transfer the data at time T1. If medium access control is not there, when it put the data at the same time and put the data at time T1, both the data will be put onto the medium. So the voltage will be high. When the voltage is high, no data transfer will take place. There will be a collision occurs. When collision occurs, whatever sent by the machine cannot be received by the other end. So it should be controlled. When the computer 1 has to transfer the data and when the computer 2 has to transfer the data, it uses an algorithm called binary exponential backoff algorithm. In the case of binary exponential backoff algorithm, when two machines are ready to transfer the data, the binary exponential backoff algorithm set a time period, for example, 10 milliseconds. Binary exponential backoff algorithm allow the machine to go for wait state for 10 milliseconds. Till the 10 milliseconds, this machine has to wait. Meantime, machine 1 can put the data onto the medium. So, once it is over, the 10 millisecond means the value will be put in the counter. Counter 10 will keep on decrement to 0. Once it is reaches 0, again it will check the medium is busy or idle. Again, when the medium is idle, the machine is allowed to put the data onto the medium. If the machine is busy, the binary exponential algorithm increase the time is at 20 millisecond to go for the wait state. Again, a counter will be reset to 20. Again, it will be waiting till the counter will become 0. Like that, medium access control layer controlling all the machines to put the data onto the shared medium. So that's the purpose of medium access control when medium is shared by more than one computer. Followed by data link layer, there is a network layer. Network layer is for forwarding the data from source to destination. How it is sending the data from source to destination? It using the IP address. IP protocol. IP protocol is responsible for assigning IP address. Each and every computer uniquely assigned with an IP address. Using the IP address, the network layer forward the data from one computer to other computer. IP address is a 32-bit addressing mechanism. Using the 32-bit addressing mechanism, around the world all computers are connected in the network. in the network there is a component called router and the switches. The component switch is used to connect a group of computer in a particular location. So all the computers are connected through the switch, and it can transfer the within the particular small area. It can able to transfer the data with the help of a switch. And all the computer under the switch will called as a computer network, and simply it is a local area network. When the data want to transfer from one network to other network, the other network may be reside somewhere else, or maybe in the campus or outside of the campus. So our data has to send from one location to other location. So in order to transfer the data to different location or across the geographical area, it should be switch should be connected into the router. So the router will find out the destination address. Based on the destination address, router forward the packet from source, that is from one network to other network. This is a major function of network layer. Followed by network layer, it is a transport layer. The transport layer will have a two different type of functionality. Okay, next is a transport layer. The major function of transport layer and it uses a protocol TCP and IP. The TCP is a connection oriented service. So, connection oriented service, connectionless oriented service. Connection oriented service is responsible by TCP, and connectionless oriented service is responsible by IP protocol. In the case of connection oriented service, before data transmission takes place, both the source and destination will be established a connection, or a connection will be established between source and destination. Once the connection is established, the data transfer will take place. Once the data transfer finished, TCP will withdraw the connection. This is a type of process under connection oriented service taken care by the transport layer protocol, and the respective transport layer and the respective protocol is a TCP. In the case of connectionless oriented service, no predefined path is established between source and destination. Unlike in the case of TCP, whether without establishing any connection, the transport layer simply put the data onto the network. Packet will follow a different route and finally reach the destination. That's called a connectionless oriented service. So in the case of connectionless oriented service, no guarantee is provided by transport layer. That means all transmitted packet is received in the other end or not. No acknowledgement signal coming back from the other end to here. But in the case of connection oriented service, it is a guaranteed service. Sending each and every packet, there is an acknowledgement signal coming from the receiving end to the source. For example, TCP is sending 10 packets from source to destination. For sending all the 10 packets, 10 acknowledgement packet will be received by the sender. But it is not the case in the case of connectionless oriented service. It simply put the data onto the network. Anyhow, all the packet will be reaching the destination. That's the connection oriented services supported by transport layer. Followed by transport layer, it is a session layer. Session layer is responsible for all the activities of the network. All activities of the network. What are all the activities? When the user log into the system, the day will be noted by session layer, time will be noted by the session layer, then type of data. Type of data. What's the type of data? Whether he sent the data in terms of text type of data or audio type of data or video type of data or animation. These are all. What data he is sent or what data he has downloaded. Such kind of information is taken care by session layer. Apart from the type of data, how much he has sent data. How much data he has sent it, or how much data he has downloaded. Whether he has downloaded text type of data, audio type of data, video and animations. Whether he has sent 1 kilobyte of data, 2 kilobyte of data, 3 kilobyte data, and what time also. What time 1 kilobyte data is sent, or what time 1 kilobyte data is downloaded. So type of data of a particular user is taken care by session layer. Apart from this type of data, session layer will note it down who is sending the data. Who is sending the data? That means the particular to whom he has sent the data. To whom he has sent the data. Send the data. All the details of a particular user. All the details about the particular user are taken care by session layer. Followed by session layer, next is a presentation layer. The name itself you can able to understand presenting the data onto the display. So computer network can be connected with a different type of computers. Different type of computer. Size of the screen. Size of the screen. Size of the screen is different. Not only display the content onto the computer, it can display the content on the mobile phone also. Mobile phone. In the mobile phone, we are coming with a different size of the screen. Size of the screen. Size of the screen is different. Size of the screen is different. So how the data should be present onto the screen is taken care by presentation layer. The size may be a 5-inch screen or 7-inch screen or 21-inch screen. How to rendering the data from the memory, how to display the data onto the screen or taken care by presentation layer. Followed by presentation layer, it is a application layer. Application layer. In application, it consisting of many protocols. Application layer protocol, for example, HTTP, Hypertext Transmission Protocol, HTTPS for security, and DHCP protocol, RIP, Routing Information Protocol. Like that, many protocol. Simple mail transfer protocol. Still many more protocols. Collection of protocols will be available in the application layer. Depends upon the application. If you want to send the data outside of the network, HTTP is responsible. How to establish connection between your computer to other computer. Your computer may be in one network, the other computer is in the different network. So sending information by HTTP protocol is to establish a connection. Apart from establishing the connection, it is send the information to the remote computer. What is sent from the remote computer to your computer is taken care by HTTP protocol. This HTTPS is a secured transmission. When the data transmission want to transfer in a secured way, this HTTPS will be enabled. For example, banking transaction. When you say bank transaction, amount of money will be transferred from one computer to the other computer. That should be securely transferred. This will perform encryption and decryption along with some security mechanisms, digital signature, etc. All can be enabled with the help of HTTPS. Network allow you to transfer the secured way of transferring the data from one computer to other computer. Next is DHCP, Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol. Assigning IP address for each and manually is very difficult. So it will take more time also, and if DHCP protocol is installed in the application layer, automatically IP address will be assigned with a fraction of second. Not only IP address, it will assign the default gateway and domain name system also. Many information can be provided by DHCP, which is available in the application layer. Routing information protocol responsible for routing the data from source and network, and simple mail transfer protocol. If the application is mail, the mail, how the mail can be transferred from source and destinations. Thank you.